That Monday morning silence when other people are busily heading off to work and you're just sitting there in a chair wondering who you are. The problem is work gives us a recognised role, and roles are how people label and define us. The nurse, the musician, the carer. This becomes our external or visible identity. These roles give us a sense of our own internal or personal identity, our value, our place in the world. When we lose our ability to work, it can feel like we've lost ourselves. First, we'll look at how you find who you really are and build your identity. Now, secondly, once you know who you are, how do you show this to the world? And finally, dealing with the world, which hasn't changed. To answer the question of who we are, we have to go back to something more basic. The real, the personal you hasn't changed. It's just hidden. You can look at it this way. Inside the circle are the key things about you, your values. These are the things that matter most to you. They're the beliefs and principles that guide how you live your life, how you treat people, and help you decide what feels right or wrong. Things like honesty, kindness. Then there are your passions and interests, the things you are drawn to, enjoy, or care about, and your talents. Not work-learned skills, but the things you're naturally good at. Perhaps you're good with people, or you can hear the different parts of music, or instinctively know where a ball is going. And lastly, what sort of person are you? Enthusiastic, or perhaps quieter, more reflective? This is your identity, not the roles you play. It's the identity you live every day, how you respond to the challenges of your illness, how you look after yourself. So in practice, how do you make these parts of you, your identity, more real to you? To start, can you think for a moment about your values? What really guides how you live? And think of a situation where you expressed it. Picture the moment and feel yourself being you. This is you getting back in touch with your real identity. Whenever you're feeling lost, you can do this exercise and see the real you. You can also build this into your everyday life. Every evening, spend a few moments thinking about how you lived today and how you expressed those parts of your identity. Even if you were alone in bed, you still expressed yourself. How you chose to spend your day, how you looked after your health, your food choices, how you reacted to things. And be honest, maybe you were angry, maybe sad. It's still you. It may be enough for you to know who you are. But we humans are social, and it may be important to you how others see you. Remember, they only see you through the things you do and how you behave. They can't peer inside you. When you're fairly clear on who you are, it's starting to think about how you can show each part, looking at each value, passion, or talent, and looking for creative ways to show these. If kindness matters to you, you might show it online or in small everyday interactions. If you're good with plants, propagate and nurture a couple and maybe give them to somebody. If music is your passion, join an online group and take part. If you're friendly, perhaps you could become an illness buddy for someone else. If you're curious, pick a new random topic and find out about it online using lots of different sources. A call to action: please like, subscribe, and share it with friends who may benefit. If you're finding it difficult to see anything positive and everything feels too hard, it is important to talk to your doctor. Unfortunately, things don't stop here. The world still links roles with identity. So how do you manage these challenges? Despite what you know about yourself and what you're already showing to the world, people still like labels. They still ask that question: what do you do? How do you answer? The first thing is knowing internally that you are living your life according to your values, following your interests in some way, and expressing your personality, so you don't feel ashamed or uncertain when asked the question. All you need are a few stock answers. I'm taking time off to focus on my health, or my art, or something you do. I'm on a sabbatical or gap year to look after myself, or simply I'm taking a break, and change the topic. You can experiment and try out different answers. and then stick with the one that feels the most comfortable. Remember that what feels like a difficult question for you is not that important to the other person. They're just trying to work out who you are and often just making conversation. It's not a test question unless you're in Silicon Valley or Hollywood. There's no judgment. It's just curiosity. They may enjoy talking about a different lifestyle. You might be doing all this, but with so much of your life focused on managing your illness, still wonder, how do I stop my illness becoming my external identity? It's using the tools we've discussed internally, reminding yourself of the core things about you that have nothing to do with your illness and how you express them. Externally, showing other sides of yourself, talking about interests, news, ideas, other people. In medical settings, other patients are likely to be delighted to talk about something other than illness. Even medical staff are people and have other interests they like to talk about. When I was in a hospital last year, I had great conversations with the nurses and junior doctors. One particularly interesting conversation was about Buddhism and how to really live it in the Western world. Yes, I had cancer, but I wasn't just a cancer patient. And a tip, if you have the energy, dress as if you were off to do something exciting. It will change how people see you and maybe how you see yourself. I haven't focused on grief in this video, but as you move forward, there may be many times when you grieve your illness-related losses. When that happens, remember, you are still you. You may be grieving the loss of roles that were important to you. You may express yourself differently, but you haven't disappeared. And as you start to really notice more about who you are and how you express yourself in all parts of your life, you will build a stronger sense of your identity. And you may realize that work and other roles aren't as important as we think in defining who we are. In fact, they can be quite limiting. Call to action. How do you make this happen so that these ideas are real in your life? As always, start small and pick just one part of you and think about, how can I express it today? Is it a post, a conversation, an activity? And tell us about what you started with in the comments. If you found this video helpful, I think you will also enjoy this video about how to thrive living with illness.